The following contest, brought to you by OnlyFans, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Bantamweight division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 136.2 pounds. Fighting out of Victoria, Texas, tonight he looks for his first win as a pro. Here is Dylan Angel de la Muerte Aguilar. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 136.4 pounds. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas, his professional record stands at 3 wins, 2 losses. Here is Ian Engbrock. Your referee in charge, Joe Coca.
All right, Joe Coca starting us off here with our pro side. Dylan Aguilar, blue gloves. Ian Engbrock with the red.
This guy's pretty measured here to start round 1. A lot of movement here out of Dylan Aguilar.
Yeah, both guys are super explosive. Aguilar can fight from both stances. Engbrock a pretty consistent southpaw. Engbrock a bit bigger. Prefers to grapple a little more in his fights. But we've seen Aguilar fight some good wrestlers in his amateur days. Shut him down. Oh, nice left hand though from Engbrock.
Aguilar takes it well. Right back to moving around.
Ian's, sorry to cut you off. Really good build for a 35er.
Yeah, man. I was about to say that. These 135ers are so big.
Yeah, the UFC had a card in California recently, and they always released the weigh-ins weight and then the post-fight weight, and there was the 35ers. They were 3 out of the 4 heaviest fighters on Fight Night were bantamweights.
Wow. What were they at, if you don't
Right
mind
at
me
155 at the biggest. And then the other guy who was in the top 4 was a 25er. So it was the smaller weight class fighters that ended up putting on the most weight. And when you fight such explosive guys, it can be hard to, step in and even throw a jab. Just because anything coming your way like that just has some real steam on it.
Yeah, very slick there. Seeing that distance, and Engbrock, instead of throwing a punch, throws that elbow just right at the end of it.
Check there for Engbrock.
Hey, Aguilar looking a lot more measured round 1.
Ooh.
Oh, man, big
Spinning
connect.
Back elbow, but Engbrock rolls with it and throws the left hand to the counter. See some redness in the right eye of Aguilar. There's that first left hand. Ian. Another good check.
Oh. That question mark kick was very slow until that last foot before it reached his head.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a good straight right to the body from Aguilar, but it got countered with a sharp left hand. Almost like a shovel-style uppercut.
Yeah, Aguilar kind of showing his cards here when he's he's not doing a particularly good job of setting up those kicks. So he's kind of forecasting those kicks way before he throws them. You see him switch his stance. Engbrock picking up on it immediately. So it's very important to throw.
Oh, that was from a check. He checked that kick.
Man.
I think that checked kick hurt Aguilar.
It hurt me.
That was the third one. That was the cleanest by far.
45 seconds left to work with this for Ian.
Man, sometimes you throw those round kicks and they get checked and it hits that big muscle right on the side of your shin bone. Oh, big high kick. Yeah, notice Aguilar fighting southpaw now. Switches back, man, found his footing.
Yeah, when it hits that meaty muscle on the side of that shin bone, man, it just makes that foot feel, makes the toes feel very, very heavy.
Yeah, it hits different. The calf kick wraps a little more around the back of the leg, whereas those check kicks, it hits the muscle right next to the shin. I'll tell you, I dealt with that a lot in kickboxing the last several years, and it'll make you want to puke sometimes. It hurts so bad, it's so weird. You know, you're building your nerves and your bones.
Is that a lingering pain, or like can we expect it to see a residual effect?
For sure, but it's something that will go away.
Okay.
The highlights, the left hand of Engbrock's been super sharp.
That long left hand there from Engbrock.
There's that spin back elbow that landed well, but Engbrock again counters. Let's see what we think of that checked kick. Yeah, right on the check. You can see he didn't put his foot back on the ground. I always spot a nasty check. I watched the fight once, and it was an open stance, and the guy threw a kick, and it was checked, and no one really mentioned that. I was like, that guy's leg is hurt, and his leg was broken. He couldn't come out in the second round.
Wow.
Round two.
A lot of times the footing will be fine, but you just won't want to throw that kick again. Patience of Engbrock's kind of paying off. He's able to pressure. He's staying just out of range.
Yeah, the ability to keep that your feet in the correct position to walk. As you pick your leg up, your toes kind of follow your, they fall to the ground as you pick your leg up. That's where the wear and tear comes from, and that's where the confidence comes from, or lack of confidence comes from, to throw those kicks later on. It does wear you out. Oh, big right hand there from Engbrock.
Yeah, Aguilar threw a body kick as Engbrock stepped in to throw the jab. Good left hand, landed flush.
Snap the head back of Aguilar with that one. It's bothering the right eye of Aguilar.
Oh, nice high kick.
Yeah, good stuff there from Engbrock. He's got the neck there. Aguilar's got to be careful. He needs to let go of that leg. Nice job by Aguilar. Engbrock, man, just staying in strong position, staying square to his opponent. Very nice. Does that duck under now. Aguilar's in some trouble if he doesn't get out of this position.
Yeah, Engbrock big and physical. Absolutely jumped on that moment to get some back exposure as he's got that wrist right on that left side.
And you saw him tighten up that around the knee so that Aguilar could not escape this position.
Ankle is a little off. The elbow's a little high right now, but
if he can, he's got to try to sneak that left hook in. And that'll just kill the ability for Aguilar to kind of twist into the choke, relieving that pressure.
And if he can get his arm around his neck again, he was in a good position to kind of pull him and have that bottom hook, because the right leg is on the inside. So pull him to that side, now that's the bottom hook, and increases the likelihood of finishing that choke. It's the bottom one that's most important. You can finish it with one hook in. You got to kind of tighten down those hips, but this is a power guillotine here. It's got the arm in. Aguilar doing a good job, because if he exposes both sides of that, lets him get his hands together, that's going to be very tough to get out of in this position.
Yeah, if he wants to really threaten with this guillotine, he's going to get that left leg around the waist. He's kind of using it to control.
I like his patience here too. He didn't go for anything. He didn't try to jump anything. Good feel for his position. He's prioritizing correctly. And Aguilar needs to sell out to stand up in this position.
130 to work with this.
And again, this is a position where, he could fall to this side, and then that's going to be the bottom hook now. He's got that cement mixer. He's going to try to get him to try to escape the other way, and then he'll be able to put that other hook in.
He's doing a good job using that right hand as a post to elevate his hips, so he can try to swing that left leg in position.
Yeah, beautiful job of that broomstick with the right leg to make sure there. Now he's got both hooks.
There it is. That was good diligence. It took him about a minute and a half to complete the back take.
Yeah.
But he got it, and he did not lose position in the process. That's the risk. A lot of ride time on top for Engbrock. Watch out for the triangle. We saw that earlier tonight. Very similar scenario. He's got to clear his head. If Aguilar can figure four his legs, Engbrock's going to have a real problem to deal with.
30 seconds, yeah.
Slip that elbow to the inside. Aguilar's going to cut that angle for the armbar. Put that left calf and hamstring over the head of Engbrock. You may feel that it's not quite sharp enough of an angle.
Ten seconds.
Big ground and pound there from Engbrock. A couple little good hammer fists there to finish the round from Aguilar, but I think a clear cut. Both rounds pretty clear cut for Engbrock.
Take a look at our highlights for round two.
Importance of keeping your hand up. That was a good flush high kick. Landed well, but Aguilar's hand was nice and high, absorbed most of that kick.
Yeah, you saw in that takedown, Aguilar, not throwing anything in the face. He's just kind of lean into that takedown. It's not likely you're going to get those, against a guy unless he's incredibly fatigued, and you're not. And so, he's got to set those takedowns up just a little bit better. Got to throw some feints in there.
I think this is where all of the cage time of Engbrock's really going to play a significant factor. He's been here before many times.
All right, let's see what round three has in store for us. First pro fight of our prelims broadcast.
Yeah, I think Engbrock has had so much success on the ground, especially in round two. Took this fight where he had the best chance of not only staying safe, but winning. He got him down within about 15 seconds.
And Aguilar did a pretty good job in the second round of staying out of trouble in those bad positions. Engbrock kind of manhandling here in the third round, though. Yeah.
And Aguilar's not a particularly small bantamweight.
No.
It's just Engbrock's huge for the weight class.
Yeah, he might be one of those 155-pounders that you talked about earlier. Engbrock not able to get over the back to get that other hook. It's a little bit far for him.
It's just that Dylan keeps going 2-on-1 and draping the arm across, and it's making it really challenging as the upper and lower bodies of Engbrock are just not really able to sync up because he's rotating that arm.
Engbrock in control here. Not a lot of damage here so far, but Dylan kind of stalling there a little bit on the bottom until trying to make some space there by putting the feet in the hips. Engbrock pretty wise to it. Man, positionally, Engbrock has been perfect this fight.
Man, and you can see that collegiate wrestling influence the Fortis team has from Crutchmer and Piccanini and Jacoby. Just the way these guys were able to trap that leg and ride them in turtle. It's kind of how DC fought. He didn't really ever take guys' backs that often until they were tired and broken. He'd ride them in turtle. Matt returned their back on the ground. Really sharp skill set here from Engbrock. A bit of a new wrinkle in his game. They call it riding, and it's a real issue if you don't have an answer for it.
Yeah, if you've ever rolled with a wrestler and felt the pressure and how constant it is, especially a young wrestler, man, it is it's frustrating. It just zaps every bit of the power out of you.
And the goal, the technique is to make them carry your weight. There's no long-term position you're looking for. It's just to make them carry your weight, to ride them out and fatigue them until they have nothing left. Then in wrestling, you pin them, but in MMA, you take their back and choke them or pound them out. I remember watching a DC fight a long time ago, and I'm like, why is he not taking his back? But then he did the next round and choked him effortlessly. And I'm like, oh, he was getting him tired.
Yeah,
so I actually went down a real rabbit hole of strategy and wrestling. And riding is a real aspect of it. You see a lot of high-level modern jiu-jitsu guys do kind of a similar tactic in these submission-only matches. The first half of the match is just to fatigue their partner, and then they really go for those kill shots.
Let's see if Engbrock can find a finish here with 120 left. Does he zap the energy of Aguilar enough to see if something opens up?
We saw him threaten a guillotine earlier. This would probably be the time to go back to it. He's got his hands together. He's got to get that left leg around the waist. Jump and guard in the third round when you're so slippery is usually not a great play. And Engbrock knew that, so he changes levels and he's in on a double leg.
Yeah, but he's going to turn that shoulder just like that. Going to come duck right out the back. Yeah, you can definitely see some Nick Piccinini and Jacoby Smith influence in here.
I'll tell you, the one you haven't seen yet is Kyle Crutchmer. Fought Bellator for some time.
Yeah.
Free agent now. But man, those guys can just wrestle. It is something to see. Horrible to feel in the best way possible.
Yeah. Yeah, Aguilar landing a few elbows here.
10 seconds left. Some YOLO elbows. See if something connects. If you can loosen up that attack of Engbrock, because that was all Ian in round 3.
Yeah.
That was total control. Good work there for Ian Engbrock.
Yeah, we saw some good things from Aguilar again this time, and I just think as the fight wore on, he saw his strategy wasn't working, so he tried to change it and tried to match skill for skill with Engbrock, and it just wasn't there.
Engbrock with a very well-rounded game here. Striking was looking really sharp. Wrestling was great. Aguilar just never really able to find his footing, find his groove.
$8 p.m. That's when we head to UFC Fight Pass for Fury FC 101. Gotta get used to saying the 100s now.
Yeah.
Our main event, Otari Zalovi taking on Guillermo Torres. 8 p.m. But first, let's see how the judges scored this one. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by OnlyFans. With scores of 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27, your winner by unanimous decision, Ian
Congratulations to Ian Engbrock. Moves that record to 4-2.
Yeah, the only surprise there that there was one judge that gave Aguilar one of those rounds. Love to figure out who that was.
All right, we'll keep things moving. Here's our next fighter.